Good morning to Madam Noraini. My name is Jackson Dennis. Today, I am going to present my analysis on the production cost of beras or padi beras national berhad. As I researched this topic, I realized that beras is much more than just a company. It is the backbone of Malaysia rice industry. In my presentation, I will show you how they manage the entire process, starting from the procurement of paddy from our local farmer through the intercity processing stage and finally to the distribution of rice across the nation. I also want to highlight their critical role in ensuring national food security. From my perspective, their most vital task is working alongside the government to stabilize rice price. This ensures that our staple food remains affordable for everyone. Now, I will dive into the specific cost factor if identify that impact their daily operation. Thank you. Next, let's exploring the concept of production cost. Essentially, production cost refers to the total expenses a business pay to create goods or services, like the journey of rice from a paddy field to your dinner table. First, the basic input and outputs. To understand this cost, we first look at the two main components. First, input. These are the research or factor of production like seeds, soil, and labor used to create the product. Second, output. This is the final result. It's the total quantity of goods or services produced over a specific period of time. Next, breaking down the costs. Not all costs are the same. We generally divide them into two categories. First, fixed costs. These are expenses that do not change regardless of how much you produce, whether you grow one bag of rice or a thousand. These costs stay the same. For example, land, rent, or machinery. Second, variable costs. These costs change depending on your production level. If you want to produce more paddy, your variable costs like fertilizer or extra seasonal labor will increase. By managing these inputs and understanding the balance between fixed and variable costs, a business can calculate its total production cost and operate efficiently. Thank you. Now that we understand that what production costs are, let's look at real world example of how they are categorized in the farming business. First, the input and outputs. In our agriculture model, everything begins with the input and ends with the output. Input example, to start the process, we need resources like seeds, fertilizer, pesticides, water, and labor. Second, output example. After the production cycle is complete, the final product or output is the meal rice ready for the market. Second, categorizing the cost. To manage a farm effectively, we must separate our expenses into two buckets, variable and fixed. Variable cost, which is VC, these are costs that go up as we plant more rice. Example include fertilizer and water, labor wage, and fuel for machinery. Next, fixed costs. These are the overhead costs that stay the same regardless of the harvest size. Example include land rent, machinery depreciation, the loss in the value of equipment over time. Understanding this specific example helps farmers calculate their total investment and determine a fair price for their meal rice. Thank you. So, this is my last part, which is profit maximization. Profit maximization is simply the process of making the biggest gap possible between the money you make and the money you spend. To this, you need to understand three main things. First, the cost, what you spend. Before you can sell anything, you have to pay for the materials and work. First, input. These are the resources you need to start, like seeds, fertilizer, water, and worker. Second, fixed costs. These are bills that stay the same no matter how much you make, like land rent. Third, variable costs. These costs go up when you produce more, like buying extra fuel or more fertilizer. Second, the selling price. What you charge. The selling price is the amount of money a customer pay for one item, like one bag of rice. You must set the price carefully to cover your expenses and ensure the business stay open long term. The revenue, the total money you get. Revenue is all the money that comes into the business for sale. How to calculate its first revenue equals selling price multiplies number of units sold. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Jordan. Today I will explain about a profit calculation. Hel- Today we are going to walk through the profit analysis for our paddy production. We'll be looking at our total revenue, breaking down our cost structure, and ultimately calculating our net profit for a production cycle of 10 tons. First, let's establish our base figures. Our total output, or Q, is 10 tons of paddy, which we are selling at a price of 1,200 ringgit per ton. To produce this, we incurred variable costs totaling 5,000 ringgit, which include fertilizer, labor, and fuel. Additionally, we have fixed costs such as machinery, depreciation, and land rental, which remain constant at 4,000 ringgit. Now let's look at the totals. By multiplying our 10 tons by the selling price, which is revenue, we generate a total revenue of 12,000 ringgit. For the total cost, which is TC, when we combine our variable cost of 5,000 ringgit and our fixed cost of 4,000 ringgit, our total expenditure come to 9,000 ringgit. To understand our efficiency, we look at the average cost per ton. Our average variable cost, which is ABC, is 500 ringgit per ton. Our average fixed cost AFC is 400 ringgit per ton. This gives us an average total cost ATC of 900 ringgit per ton. Since we are selling each ton for 1,200 ringgit and it only costs us 900 ringgit to produce, we can see a healthy margin of 300 ringgit per unit. Finally, the bottom line, to calculate our profit, we subtract our total cost from our total revenue. In conclusion, this production has yielded a net profit of 3,000 ringgit. This confirms that the current pricing and cost structure are sustainable for our operations. Thank you. Let's break down the financial results for our production cycle. Starting with our revenue matrix, for this period, we set a selling price of 1,200 ringgit per ton with a total quantity produced of 10 tons. By multiplying our price by our quantity, we achieve a total revenue, which is the R, of 12,000 ringgit. When we look at this on per unit basis, our average revenue, which is AR, remains consistent at 1,200 ringgit per ton. Now, to find our final success matrix, we calculate the total profit by subtracting our total cost from our total revenue, which is based on a total cost of 9,000 ringgit. Our calculation is 12,000 ringgit minus 900 ringgit. This leaves us with a total profit of 3,000 ringgit for this production cycle. Let's start with our revenue performance for this cycle. We are selling our product at a selling price of 1,200 ringgit per ton. With a total quantity produced of 10 tons, our total revenue, which is TR, reached 12,000 ringgit. This means our average revenue, which is AR, is exactly 1,200 ringgit per ton. To see our profitability, we look at our total cost at the 10-ton production level. Our total variable cost, TVC, is 5,000 ringgit and our total fixed cost, TFC, is 4,000 ringgit. Combined, this gives us a total cost TC of 9,000 ringgit. Finally, we calculate our total profit by subtracting our costs from our revenue by taking our 12,000 ringgit in total revenue and subtracting the 9,000 ringgit total cost. We are left with a final total profit of 3,000 ringgit. This confirms a successful and profitable production run. After we finalize our calculation profit, so this is our graph as you can see in this picture.
Hello everyone. So my name is Aiden, and for the last part is recommendation. Based on our analysis, there are several recommendations to strengthen the rice industry. First, investing in technology such as drones and automation can help farmers reduce labor costs and increase efficiency. Next, improving irrigation system and water use efficiency is important to ensure sustainable farming, especially during dry seasons. We also recommend promoting contract farming to provide farmers with more stable price and guaranteed markets. In addition, increasing yield through better seed quality and research also development can improve productivity and income. Last but not least, exploring rice export markets can help increase profit and enhance the competitiveness of local rice in the global market. In conclusion, Bernas plays a vital role in ensuring national rice security and industry stability. Although production costs are relatively high, farmers can still earn a reasonable profit. With better innovation and cost management, profitability and sustainable farming can be further improved.